It's incredible to see so many people who don't have a technical background suddenly being able to create apps that help them solve a problem that they have in their lives. When I had first heard about Canva Code as a project, I had actually never really used AI that much. Vibe coding was such a foreign concept to me. And so when I first heard about it, it was really exciting. Traditionally with vibe coding, it's very, tell the LLM to do this, it spits this out. No, I don't like that, LLM, rebuild it again. And then it takes like 5 to 10 minutes to regenerate everything. It takes such a long time to get to exactly where you want it to be. And I think with Canva Code 2.0, the really exciting thing is now you can edit in Canva as you would with any other Canva design, any other Canva element.
I think one of the best things about bringing all of these capabilities into Canva is the fact that now it's super duper simple to build these interactive elements. The fact that you can just add in a drop down, a button, or whatever you can imagine, bringing that to the community has been super rewarding. And I'm so glad that our users are loving it and finding it easy to use, because honestly, designing that, it was a little bit challenging, I'm not gonna lie, because I've got to take all of the complexities that I know in my own design world, but make that into a super simple product. And I think when you're thinking about the interplay of something that is interactive to something that is editable, like how do we make that really simple for people so that they don't need to think about, am I interacting with it or am I editing it?
So figuring out how to connect what an AI has generated with something that Canva can understand and then edit on, that was definitely one of the biggest technical challenges.
I feel like we're kind of building as the landscape is changing, which makes our jobs difficult, but equally as exciting, because I feel like we're always at the frontier of the newest technology.
Yeah, and it's so fun. A lot of these users aren't technical.
No,
they're not engineers, they're not coders.
Students.
Yeah, they're students, they're teachers, they're business owners who their main goal is to just get a job done. I've seen people making games, or they're making websites for their business, and it's just crazy to see the potential of this product.
I do think it's crazy the fact that now us as a designer and an engineer, but people are engaging with design and engineering, but they don't really think about it like that.
Yeah.
I think that's what I love about Canva is, you know, we're empowering the world to design, and they are really designing anything that they can think of. But now we're going into this new space where they can start interacting with dynamic elements. And I think that that's really been the magic of, you know, making engineering tools more accessible to everyone in a way that's visual, in a way that they can understand and play with it without having to know how to code anything.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm going to be honest, prompting is actually something that I struggle with. I'm a very visual person, so I always have to give it a visual reference. Normally, I would ask AI to help me craft my prompt before committing to a prompt. I don't know if you're doing the same thing or if you're handling it differently.
The important thing to remember is that AI is built on recognizing patterns. So if you give it more information, more context, it can then sort of search for patterns and recognize what you're trying to build. The thing with building a good prompt is being a bit more specific, telling it exactly what you want it to do. And I think the really important thing to note here is a human is still involved in the process. You know, your creativity doesn't go away just because AI is in the picture. You're still at the center of what needs to be done. AI is just a tool for you to achieve what you want faster.
Something that is becoming more and more evident is that interactivity is becoming the expectation. And that's where Canva Code is really shining, is that people are able to play and interact with their designs in ways that they couldn't before.
18 months ago, we were somewhere completely different. So I'm really excited to see where the next 18 months can take us.
It's going to be an exciting 18 months. Ready to build?
Yeah, I guess so.